Okay, so this is my website, pacificio.com, and there's a few different offerings listed up there, but what we're going to talk about is the custom Node.js stores. Now, I've already done one video where I go through starting a site up and even adding a first product and creating an account. So some of the basics are covered there in that video. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at that site and we're going to do some edits and some stuff like that. So let's get the code up and running, and we have Mongo running in the background just like last time. So let's go to the front of the site as it builds here. Okay, so now we have two products. We've added the parrot. So what we want to do is we want to log in to our account, the account that we have set up to be an admin through the environment variable. So let's just try to log in right here. Okay, so now we're going to follow the /admin link, and that'll take us here too. Okay, the current state of the admin page, which is a little different because we've added the parrot and we've added inventory for that parrot. So for those parrots that we have in inventory now. So this is the list of orders that we have. So now we have two orders, and the first one is the one that we did at the end of that first video. Now the second one here, if you notice, it's on the name unregistered. That's a reserved keyword, which means that the person didn't have a login when they made the order. Now that doesn't really matter. It's just actually a matter for them being able to track it. So because we have an admin account, it doesn't stop us from using it as an account to shop with too. So okay, we're gonna buy a couple parrots and a couple knives here with this account. So let's get those test credit card numbers and okay. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to look up really quick what those credit card numbers are, because obviously we're doing this in development. So Stripe has certain account numbers that are quote unquote valid for the purpose of testing. Okay, well, this one's pretty simple. All right, and then we get a date in the future. All right, so now we're going to make this purchase, and if the test data is valid, it should go through. So now it's, see it right there, it has gone through, and now let's take a look at our profile. Okay, well, there we are. We have a parrot and a knife and $3,590. So not only do we get a list of our order with the date and the total, we get the little bit of information there, whether it's been shipped. So because we're an admin, we can go and take a look. This order should now be in that list. orders. And because this order here from us has not been shipped, we can mark it shipped. So let's do that. All right, so let's click. So we should have that updated. When we reload the page, that UI disappears. So the shipped indicator shows that now, of course, it would be up to us to take that action. If this were a real order of parrots and knives too, that would be a lot of care would have to be taken in fulfilling that order. But since this is just a made up development site, it's really just that simple. So when as you can see, it can get shipped, and also though, like when we want to do changes to the products, we can have a description where we want to update it. For example, right here, it says parrot, and then we use the word parrot in description. You know, maybe we could be a little more eloquent with that, right? So let's go and click the edit button. So now the edit button is going to open up this line editor, and it actually is sometimes easier to just drop in the entire new string of data, but I'm going to go in here and just try to edit it directly. Okay, now let's say bird. I mean, that's more general, but then that gives us, you know, a different word we can use. So here, let's go down here. I think it said updated the document in the logs. So now if we go to the front. All right, so now it says a cerebral and friendly bird. Now, going back to the admin, we should still have the orders in good order. It just shows that it really has to do with this thing that here is listed as the product ID, which is our locator. So that points to how we base the relationships between the inventory and the product, and how we use it in these order objects. We base that on this locator ID that we generate, and these each item, whether it's product or whether it's a user, they have a locator, and so that's kind of like the ID that we use at the core of the system. There is also the Mongo ID, so that's the thing to keep to keep an eye out. I think as I work on updating the UI, I want to make sure that the IDs are made more clear. Currently the Mongo IDs, as you can see, they use this type of Mongo DB IDs. If for example, if we're on my website here, go and could see like the Mongo DB ID. Yeah, so they're all they're fairly predictable based on the current date time, but they are likely to have a certain amount of unpredictability to them. They're probably not likely to repeat, especially within a single database. So that's a very good ID system. I mean, that's what Mongo uses. Now, that's actually one thing that I'm planning to upgrade with a 2.0 version of the code. This is that these are numerical, and I have some libraries that generate things like UUIDs, of course MongoDB style IDs, and this Nano ID library and other stuff. So I'm looking at different things like that to upgrade that. And then also there's a lot of UI upgrades that you can see need to be made, but it's a matter of prioritizing and direction, and then the overall design of the site is going to be something that I think you can see could be very flexible. The CSS could be adjusted a good deal. And one of the interesting things about these descriptions, if we go to the admin again, it's actually built on Markdown parsing. So if we do something very simple here, we can have a link. Now we have some birds on this site of mine, so I'm just going to use that really quick. We're going to try to update here. See if that works with that. Okay, so now that's been made into a link. And it can also include photos and other types of simple markdown. So this description could be expanded considerably, made a lot more rich with data and information about the product by just dropping in markdown into that description, which as you can see from there is editable. Now the inventory, I think you may have already noticed, was updated when we made the purchase. So each time that someone is going to buy one of these things that you have, or whatever it is you have and have an inventory, they will deduct the amount. And when we're looking at shopping, say put another knife in our cart, we go to the cart here. It does a real-time check right here to make sure it's available in inventory, as it also does when you do a purchase. But it'll gate out situations where people have put more inventory in their basket than would, actually be able to be fulfilled. So the store has a lot of robust features. It's very focused and simple, but for a small store, this is something that is the kind of thing that can be built on. And the MongoDB Atlas product allows a lot of direct interaction with the data. And as we saw in the last video, this is very straightforward in terms of the MongoDB connection between the app and the actual database. So here we're in the shell. I'm gonna look up those commands again. We gotta like select the DB, and so we'll take a look. We'll show the databases. Yeah, so because as we can see, we have a bit more info in there now. So Alta Redwood Dev 2. So we're going to use that. So use Alta Redwood Dev 1. That's all right. So now we're going to take a look at the collections inside here. All right. So now we have 4 because we've added inventory. Take a look. So right here, this gives us a look at the actual inventory mechanism, which creates a kind of just a series of updates. So it has the latest number and the date, so that it actually just creates new records whenever there's actually a change. So let's go look at the collections again, and if we do something like the orders, for one more thing, we'll just take a look at here. And you can see these are the orders we've created. This one's been shipped, this one hasn't. So yeah, those things could be flipped